Hello everybody, welcome back to the Panel by Panel Comics YouTube channel with me, your host Jay. Today is my top 10 comics coming out for the week of June 24th, 2026. Now, before we get too deep into the episode, guys, if you're new to the channel, please hit that like button and the subscribe button as well so you never miss out on my nearly daily comic book content. Now, before we get into my top 10, here are 4 notable comics that didn't quite make my top 10, but are still really good books. We have Green Lantern, issue 36, Venom, issue 259, the first issue of She-Venom, Void Rivals, issue 31, the fallout from the Quintessence War, but it is a little one-off issue with the Skuxoids. And then finally, Ultimate Endgame issue 5, wrapping up the Ultimate Universe. I haven't kept up with this series since issue 1. It was just way too weird to me, and personally, it just was not my type of book. But we're going to go ahead and kick off the top 10 with a great book that recently got into my top 10, or just a book that I look forward to. We have The Flash, issue number 34. This is 32 pages for $4. This is titled Gorilla's Attack. We're going to get Gorilla Grodd in this issue, as well as Mr. Terrific, who's going to help Wally understand his new powers. If you have not been keeping up with The Flash, Wally has this innate ability to see flash points into the future where things are possibly going to happen if he does not get there in time. He found out that it's kind of like a new muscle that he's never used before, so he starts to trigger it, and now he has somewhat of a control on this power. Is it going to be beneficial for him? Is it going to be negative? Who knows, but Mr. Terrific is going to be there to help him out. Plus, it all leads to a second experiment with even greater consequences. Interesting to see how Gorilla Grodd is going to be in this issue and how Mr. Terrific can bounce off of Wally. Very interested to see how the great Ryan North is going to write him and how Gavin Guidry is going to draw him as the main artist. Coming in at number 9, we have Feral, issue number 24, 32 pages for $4. This is written by Tony Fleeks. The art is done by Tone Rodriguez as well as Trish Forstner. Now, the CDC experiments on the bad kind go horribly wrong. Something terrible festers in the boiler room, and Elsie and the cats have to figure out how to speak to dogs because Moosh has to tell them something vitally important. Things look bad for the gang unless they can make some unexpected allies. So we have slowly had this crossover with the feral cats and the stray dogs of the Stray Dog series. And they are both in captivity right now. The CDC is doing these experiments, trying to find out a cure for these animals that have been corrupted, and not corrupted, but have just gotten the virus that has driven them feral. And it's been interesting to see how they bounce off of each other. We saw Ghost interact with the dogs, and he's able to kind of interact with them mainly because he can't speak, so his actions do his talking for him. And then at the very end of the previous issue, they ran into the furnace where all the dogs that have to be put down because the virus ultimately corrupts them from the inside and drives them mad, they have to get put in the furnace. So we'll see where the dogs go from that issue, and it looks like Moosh is going to be a big point of emphasis in this issue. Moving on to number 8, we have the Infernal Hulk issue 8. Feels like I always put this with whatever issue number it is. It's 32 pages for $5. Now, Earth's mightiest heroes reunite to stop Infernal Hulk, leading them to deep within the earth where they find an ancient weapon that could save humanity from another age of monsters. But is even a god-slaying weapon enough to stop Infernal Hulk? And this is also going to feature the return of Scar. Written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, artist for this issue is Adam Gorman, and we've just had these current issues of the Infernal Hulk getting his limits tested by individuals, by godlike beings, by man-made machines like the Iron Man Hulk destroying armor, and he's just been beating all of them. We saw him take Glob Herman as well as Leech in the previous issue. Looks like Multiple Man's going to be in this issue. Bruce Banner looks like he's going to be in this issue. I've been missing the OG Hulk, Bruce Banner, and I think this series will ultimately wrap up with Bruce Banner coming back to the Hulk and becoming the Hulk again, and realizing that this is just going to have to be something that he's going to have to live with. It feels like it's the same story kind of being told over and over again, but the art is worth it. The story itself by Philip Kennedy Johnson is worth it, and it's a book that I look forward to almost every single month. I mean, I would say every single month. It's always a must-read for me. Coming in at number 7, we have The Hab, issue number 3. This is 32 pages for $6. Hopefully I get this one in. I saw the cover that I ordered was not available, but they're looking at getting me a different one, so we'll see. But issue 2 was one of my favorite issues for the week that it came out last month. And this is continuing from that, where we saw it corrupt all the individuals on the inside. They were seeing different visions, which drove different emotions, whether it was lust, whether it was regrets, whether it was guilt, a whole boatload of emotions. It's going to be interesting to see how this whole hab was set up in the first place, because we got hints in the previous issue that the owner, or the man that created all this, Tuttle, I believe is his name, he knew all this was going to happen because the construction crew that created this found the initial virus or whatever it is that's corrupting these people, the stuff in the water, and it drove them insane and also drove them to be like a cult-like community. So they all died, and now it's starting to happen to the people inside of the hab. How's that going to go down? Will people turn on the owner of the hab? Will Dr. Faruqi start to take initiative and be the leader of this group? I'm very interested. It was written very well by Joshua Dizer, and the art by David Lapham is tremendous. This is newspaper style of book, so the paper on the inside is more of an old school comic or like a DC compact, that type of paper. So it's not glossy, but the art from David Lapham really does fit this title and fit that style of paper as well. Really good book, highly recommend it. If you're able to pick it up from your local comic shop, I would, as well as the first 2 issues. If not, I would wait for a trade. But that comes in at number 7. Coming in at number 6, we have The Escape, issue 8. 32 pages, $4. Giant Generator Comics from Rick Remender, doing a fantastic job. Specifically with this title, Rick Remender and Daniel Acuna have made me fall in love with this book. I mean, it is a war type of book, but it's with animals as humans instead of humans. Milton narrowly escaped the very end of the previous issue thanks to help from inside of the German Bats, I guess, army/community. So he escaped, but now, only because good men paid the ultimate price, he has a coded radio transmission that offers him his first real shot at hope, but Lieutenant Colonel Klaus Reinhardt is on his heels, forcing Milton to choose between escape and the people who saved him. Is he going to escape and be selfish, or is he going to stay behind and help these people really galvanize the country and kind of get them out of this German-like state from like the Hitler age of World War II. That's kind of where this book kind of takes place, as well as that's the theme of the book. It's basically World War II, but with animals. That's pretty safe way to say it. Milton was a pilot for a bomber plane. It got shot down, and he's been, all his friends that were on the plane all died. And he's been trapped, and he finally has escaped from the imprisonment camp, but he's still on the run in Germany. Can he escape? Can he not? We'll see where that goes here in Escape issue 8. Coming in the top 5, kicking it off, we have Superman issue number 39. 32 pages for $5. This is going to be titled Superboy Prime versus DC Comics. We saw at the end of the previous issue, after getting some help from the character of Hellfire, I believe that's her name, whoever it was, he's now facing off against Manchester Black, and he's taken him to the Crisis era, whenever Superboy Prime was the guy that was the villain. He was the one killing everybody because he was OP, he didn't have any emotions, he got angry very quick, and they've taken him back in time to where he's the villain, and all these people are going to try to kill him. That includes Jay Garrick, Superman, Beast Boy, Bushido, Flamebird, Flash, Wally West, and Bart Allen, Negative Man, Panther, Red Star, Robin, Stargirl, Stripe, Wildebeest, Wonder Girl, Terra. I mean, so many characters in this issue that are going to be used, and Manchester Black is at the heart of it. We're going to get him in next issue as well, but Superboy Prime has been killing it, taking over the Superman title. We're going to see what happened to Superman after DCKO with the Superman 1000th special. Also, Action Comics 1100. So if you're looking for where Superman has been, because he's not in the Superman title, that's going to help you kind of find out where he's been, what he's been doing, as well as the Kingdom of Zod event coming up for DC Comics. But Superman issue 39, going to be in my top 5. Coming in at number 4, we have Captain America issue number 12, 32 pages for $5. This is titled Frozen in Hell. And this is part of the Avengers Armageddon event. It is currently going on right now. Chip Zdarsky writing the Captain America title with Valerio Schiti as the artist in this issue. This is after S.H.I.E.L.D.'s campaign in Latveria meets a brutal and violent end. Captain America finds himself in the last place he expected to be, alongside the last person he expected to see again. Where has Victor Von Doom been since the fall of Doom, and what does he want with Steve Rogers? Find out here as everything hurtles towards Armageddon. We saw in Avengers Armageddon 1, Captain America might have died. That was pretty crazy, as well as the previous issues kind of led to this ever-going battle with Captain America, Steve Rogers, Red Hulk, Scavenger, I believe is his name, the villain in the Captain America series where he's trying to become the next Victor Von Doom. We saw the Victor Von Doom clone. How is that going to go down in this issue? Going to be a pretty important character, as well as Mephisto. It shows that he's going to be in this issue. Tony Stark, Sharon Carter, some big hitters in this issue. Can't wait to see how it goes down with Chip Zdarsky. Coming in the top 3, we have a couple absolute titles. We have Absolute Superman at number 3. This is 32 pages for $5. Absolute Superman's greatest battle yet. It's Superman versus King Shazam versus Hawkman versus Redacted. I assume it's going to be the man in the title Steel. In the greatest battle the Absolute Universe has ever seen. But who is their mystery challenger? I hope it's not Steel, because he's literally in the cover for the book, which would be kind of stupid to make him a redacted name. But this is written by Jason Aaron. Rafa Sandoval is the artist. It's been a tremendous fight so far between King Shazam of the Absolute Universe and Absolute Superman. It's going to continue to go down in this issue. I expect it to be action-packed. I expect blood. I expect gore. I expect brutality. And I can't wait to see how it's done by Rafa Sandoval in this issue. That's kind of why it comes in at 3rd place. Not a whole lot of actual storytelling, I assume, in this issue. But this second issue, or my top 2 book coming in, is American Caper issue number 8, 32 pages, $5. And when you talk about storytelling, it doesn't get a whole lot better than American Caper from Dark Horse Comics and Absurd Ventures. Written by Dan Houser and Laszlo. The penciler is David Latham. The inker is Chris Anderson. If you don't know Dan Houser, he was the main writer or part of the writing behind GTA 5's story mode. And he has basically created a new universe where everything is kind of just absolutely insane. We saw in the last issue the 2 prisoners that escaped to Wyoming, how they got there, what they did in order to escape, and kind of how that van from the first couple issues crashed into the neighbor's yard, and what that has meant for this series so far. This one says it's a nuclear meltdown type of family affair. We've also seen William and Marnie, the 2, I guess, husband and wife, the main family in this series. Marnie's trying to kill William, and she's kind of getting corrupted by this dude she met online who's a patriot, who says that William is trying to burn their family down, bring this country to the ground. And she's been corrupted, but you can tell that she has to inebriate herself, make herself succumb to certain feelings, basically just drink herself into being okay with this. So that tells you that she doesn't want to do this. There's still a little bit of love there. Like, she doesn't want to kill him, but she might. Who knows where that's going to take her, as well as Orson has second thoughts about the path Aaron Olds has put him on to spiritual redemption. Orson is the Mormon father living next door who's already killed a couple people in order to be redeemed by the Almighty Lord Jesus Christ. And then Eva describes her harrowing escape from Mexico while the remaining Los Leopardos brothers mourn Emilio's murder the only way a cartel family knows how, by leaving a trail of bodies from Mexico to Verona. That is part of the Eva issue, which I believe was issue 6. She was one of the 2 females from this cartel family that escaped. She was with her husband, and she ended up killing him, but making it look like it was an accident, or that it was staged. Anyway, somebody else did it. And now they found out that she was the one that did it, and they're coming after her. It's going to be a chaotic issue. This is one of my favorite books, maybe my second favorite ongoing. Just overall, I look forward to it every month. I heard it's only going to go 12 issues, at least the first story. Hopefully, if they get enough buys, they'll go to a second 12-issue series, or just story. I love this book so much. It is my second favorite book, right behind Absolute Batman. It only comes in at number 2 this week because it is still, it's not like okay, don't get me wrong. It's my second favorite ongoing, but I don't think that the action is quite there. I mean, comic books are meant for the art. And when you talk about art, you got to talk about my number 1 pick this week, Absolute Wonder Woman, issue number 21. 32 pages for $5. A harsh reality comes to light. Diana's worst nightmares come to light. The Hyren finds a new host. Barbara faces a harsh reality, and Kale loses control. Kelly Thompson and Dylan Snook is going to be the artist in this issue. No Hayden Sherman, but Kelly Thompson is still, of course, going to write this book. You're going to get Wonder Woman, Barbara, and Veronica Cale. Veronica Cale being the main villain of the Wonder Woman series. Barbara probably feeling betrayed because Wonder Woman left abruptly after getting kidnapped and taken where Barbara was. Wonder Woman has to go to hell because that's part of their deal that they have. She has to go to hell every so often, and she has it happen at the worst time, and we'll see where that leaves Barbara. How does she feel about this? I can't wait to see. This is part of a new story arc. The Seasons of the Witch is done. This one is titled Friends and Neighbors. This is part 1. Can't wait to see how it goes down. The Absolute Universe just stays on top all the time. It was really close, though, between Absolute Wonder Woman and American Caper. Because that description for American Caper, top-notch, top-notch. But guys, let me know down in the comments what your number 1 book is. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as we are on the road to 100 subscribers. But remember, keep reading those comics panel by panel. I'll see you guys Wednesday on New Comic Book Day. Show you the haul for this week, and have a great rest of your day.